Firstly, you mentioned about environmental impact assessment. You have some experience. Later on, we had Dr. Harshvardhan's lecture on the EIA, where he touched upon many aspects. Initially, you mentioned about certain carrying capacity concept and how it, and you just mentioned it failed. We couldn't able to. We would like to know more about it.
I think I didn't say it failed. We did those carrying capacity studies for Doon Valley and NCR region. But again, this the carrying capacity projects getting sponsored, that process stopped. So it should be understood like that. Process stopped. I don't know for what reason. Maybe industry must be interested in a quick see. That here the basic problem is a time constraint. As I told you, that particular industry who was interested in getting that work done in just 2 years in 2004, still the project is lingering on, and that time they didn't understand. Initial TOR, first of all, TOR did not be all that general which is written. So TOR is almost an epic. TOR has to be based on sensitivity analysis. Those specific issues, region-specific issues, which need to be dealt with. For hilly region, you have different issues. For plains, you have different issues. For coastal areas, you have different issues. Normally, what TOR they have done is industry-specific TORs they have done. So they do not have region specificity embedded in them. So all those TORs have to be revisited. They have to undergo sensitivity analysis, and they have to not only be industry specific, they have to be region specific also. Okay, that is one important thing which needs revamping in EIA process. Second one, we talked about the environmental health card in the preceding session. That there are a lot of redundancies in terms of expenditure and in terms of spending time. For the same reason, every industry will collect the baseline information on the same kind. So not only there arouses a lot of conflicts because they may have different data. The other thing is too much of time is spent for collecting the same information, and then too much of money is spent. So there must be one or two alternate agencies identified by the government which are authorized, authenticated. Maybe I think NEERI is the most suitable to that matter in association with Pollution Control Board, I said. So you can move that project proposal, submit it to MOA so that you will do it in association with NEERI. Let us start developing those region-specific environment health cards. Okay. Now, any industry which comes, they can circumvent the first step, baseline, and baseline data collection only takes too much of time. Later on, modeling, predictions, and all, they are just job they can be done there. So this only consumes a lot of time. So we save enormous time in terms of EIA stipulations and requirements. So that is how it works. And based on this environment health cards, we have to quantify region-specific carrying and assimilative capacity. Now, whenever that any industry wants to come, we have to see what is going to be its contribution in terms of disturbing that carrying capacity, where it will disturb. Say if you have air assimilative capacity, it is mainly a thermal power plant, so it will be air disturbing industry. So which components, which parameters is it which is going to disturb, and how much it will disturb, and on the basis of that, the clearance should be granted. Now the clearance process hardly takes into account this. Mostly it is biodiversity dependent clearance process. It's good that it is biodiversity dependent, but the issues which are being dealt with under biodiversity are not ecosystem process issues. They are taxonomic issues. How many plants, which plants were there, something has become extinct. Things like plants can undergo chlorosis, they can undergo necrosis, there can be leaf damage, consequently there will be the root damage and the plants will die, decay, all these things are not there. Then there are some specific bioindicator species also, like called amphibian species, frogs. If frogs are not found in that area, so your land water nutrient has got disturbed. And so that means your soil fertility is also under threat, and there could be problems related to things like eutrophication in aquatic bodies also. So these amphibian species are the wires linking these two different species. These species have to be identified for different regions, and only those species, how they are dying, how they are respiring, how they are migrating, whether they are becoming extinct or not, will make some sense, rather than 50 or 100 pages taxonomical data of different species and Chapman's book, derived from Chapman's book. Some species are not there, but they are listed there. That is how EIA is being done at the moment. Then again, that will curtail your lot of effort there and unnecessary time which is being wasted. Thirdly, environmental impact reports need not be very bulky. What purpose does it serve if no one reads that? What is the point? Right? So it has to be documented in a fashion which is reader friendly. So people like to read it. Only sensitive issues are depicted there. The final analysis and interpretation is there. The consultant who is doing it can have in his office, he can have all those background papers, how he reaches those conclusions and all. But there is no need of giving all those different diagrams, windrows, patterns and this and that. What is needed ultimately is how air pollution scenario is going to change in that region, and who are the contributors towards that change. Which one is the major contributor which needs to be managed. That is what is environmental management plan. For that, any reader doesn't need to read all the windrows, right? So we have to trim our EIA reports and make it more appealing, more reader friendly, and finally that makes it more environment friendly, because in the beginning I said there could be an environmental impact assessment of environmental impact assessment process. That also needs to be done. And mainly it should be based on cost benefit analysis, and actually whatever I am describing is known as ecosystem health analysis. Ecosystem is almost like human, so it has got different organs. I mean, terrestrial ecosystem is almost like our lungs, because through leaves their breathing is taking place. Aquatic ecosystem may be something like stomach and all. There may not be exact corollary, but if you go, there is corresponding. So like when you go to a doctor and you complain, मुझे chest pain है, immediately he will suspect कि कुछ heart related problem है, कुछ blood pressure होगा, ऐसा होगा. So he will start with those diagnoses. He will not start counting here on your hand, कितना है, ये देखो. This is how we collect the baseline information. Whatever may be the industry, whatever may be the problem, baseline data has to be of the same kind. Sensitivity analysis is not there. But when the doctor is treating you, already qualitatively he has done the sensitivity analysis. You need not do it mathematically. You can do it qualitatively also. And this problem is there in this region, and so it could be because of these kinds of industries. So, and these processes happening in those industries. So we should concentrate on that, and the TOR should be specific to that, so that the environmental management plan specifically addresses those issues which can be tackled in a shorter interval, right? So it should be, EIA should be based on ecosystem health analysis. Like, so you have a great, already the critical mangroves, Mumbai mangroves, you see and you can immediately tell whether it has reached carrying capacity or not. You saw the photograph, it's an old photograph actually, and अभी तो और भी हालत खराब हो गई. अब उसके लिए you don't have to waste money on monitoring, modeling, redesigning things. It's a wastage of money. You know the carrying capacity has reached. No further discharges should be allowed in this region. Correct? Those regions which are unperturbed and are appearing to be perturbed in the near future, then we need to be cautious. Then how we can arrest that likelihood of the problems which are going to come in future. So there, the appropriate management plans for the industries and plants which are responsible for the discharges has to be done. So this total EIA process has to be reoriented in this kind of a fashion. So it is not a one night's or one day's job it requires, and then how slow the environmental progress is in our country. We yesterday also we saw through Dr. Uday Bhaskar's lecture. So, but I think at the same time we cannot sit idle and say that because it takes so much of time, people are not listening to us, we cannot stop talking. We are in any case talking. So this is how we should do, and you have a very integral role to play because you are the amphibian species between MOEF and the citizens, right? You are nutrient providers amongst these two categories, and with us you are friends. So that is how I look at it. If there are any further questions.
Sir, should I elaborate?